for a win against the Western Conference Finals. The San Antonio Spurs are ready for this thing to get started. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA and all its great action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Taking a look at Golden State.
And Kevin, this is an opponent that has had their number all season long. Nothing they've tried has worked. So I would think we'll see some strategic changes here tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I mean, take the offensive, be the aggressive team. Don't let them squad keep beating up on you like they've done in the past. You got to get into them. You can't let them feel comfortable out there.
So with Shinobi sitting on the bench, here's how the floor looks for Greg Popovich. Leonard and Duncan are the forwards. Tony Parker at the 1 and Danny Green at the 2. And it's Bonner in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Warriors, Thompson and Barnes at the 2 and the 3. They'll get out there with Carl Landry, and it's Curry in at the 1 spot. No coverage that time. Green's got his first 2 points of the night. Well, it was the San Antonio Spurs in their last game, a loss to Golden State.
And you chalk that loss up to 4 shots, guys. There was very little flow to their offense, and they really didn't find quality shots.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. It's a combination of poor execution and then no quality shots. They seem far too focused on doing it themselves, going solo, playing hero ball, we like to call it, versus cohesive team play. He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Splitters checked in for that bounce.
You know, there have been rumblings, guys, that the Warriors are looking at a return to San Francisco and maybe building a new stadium across the bay. But we'll see how that goes. That's a very difficult thing to do these days to secure the finances necessary and permits through the city. So we'll see what ends up happening. But either way, we know the Warriors will remain extremely popular in the Bay Area.
Leonard dishes to Duncan. Here's Splitter, and they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltender.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Not a popular call, as you can hear in the background.
Not at all. Unanimous disapproval of that whistle.
And I know they've been looking for a place to play in San Francisco. They had a chance to go play over with the Giants in LA. They chose to park their own spot down on Pier 3032, so in 2017 they will be in San Francisco.
That's right. Coming to the Bay, it's hard enough to find parking in San Francisco, much less a spot to put a stadium in.
And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, Kevin, Mark Jackson gave me a couple of moments. He talked about the keys in preparing for this game. He said, well, defense is always our first priority. And while we don't want our shot blockers risking foul trouble, having that backstop does enable our perimeter guys the freedom to play up and aggressive. So, Kevin, pressure D and shot blocking is something to look out for.
Thanks for the report, Doris. Steve, Clark, your thoughts on their defensive focus here?
Well, it's the right strategy, Kevin, because you have to play to your strengths as a team. You can't get away from who you are.
And that's right, Steve. Their strength is certainly what they do defensively. They can rattle for it.
Thompson inside the line. And they cash in right away with the quick shot.
And Spurs coach Greg Popovich, no question, one of the great coaches of all time, and a really interesting guy. I love the way he handles the media. He can be funny at one moment, surly the next. He keeps reporters on their toes. A very sarcastic side to him.
And when you talk about the yin and the yang of Greg Popovich, you have to say, Steve, he's done a great job over the years of being demanding, get what he needs out of the players he's coaching, without causing much backlash. The locker basically polices itself. He'll get hard, even on the Tim Duncans of the world. He'll get very hard on him in coaching.
Yeah, he gets on all of his guys. I think that's the secret for Popovich. Having Tim Duncan and David Robinson over the years as the foundation of that organization. Those guys are high-quality players and high-character people. So to be able to build around them and to coach them allows Popovich to coach everybody else as well.
And the foul called on Daniel Green. That's foul number 2 for him. The Spurs making a switch here. Shinobi's checked in.
There was no question about it. He was going to finish that.
Let's check out the standings in the Western Conference and see how the playoff race is shaping up. Taking a look at San Antonio. And, of course, there's the Spurs tied up with them. Now here's Parker. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Here's Leonard. Here's Spurs. Dunks it down.
Well, until recently, he was one of the top big men in Europe. Now in the NBA, he's really showing what he's got at both ends of the floor. An active big man. He can run the floor. He can rebound, block shots, and score a little bit as well.
Yeah, you know, a mobile 7-footer with a good basketball IQ. He's a factor on the offensive end, boosting that box score with those second-chance points.
You know, it went down, guys, but still unusual to go to the leader there with so much space around him. Shinobi, really one of the top-tier shooting guards this league has to offer and has been for a while. He's hard to find the flaw in this game, whether it's defense, rebounding, scoring, passing. He's a stat sheet stuffer for sure.
Agreed. Spurs making a switch here. McGrady's checked in. Parker passes to Shinobi. To the middle. Splitter. Goes straight up. Duncan kicks to Shinobi. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Your Warriors girl.
Here's Parker, averaging 20 points per game. Feeds the Splitter. That drops. Comes off an assist from Parker. Splitter's got 6. And Steve, you played a season in San Antonio alongside Ginobili.
I did, Kevin. I felt like he was one of the great competitors that I've ever seen. He's one of those rare guys who literally does not care if he misses. Nothing seems to faze him. He embraces pressure. He embraces every big shot. And if he misses, it doesn't bother him. He just moves right along. That's what allows him to come through in the clutch.
Curry dishes to Landry. Can't get it to go. Great D that time from Duncan. Here's Azili. The Warriors shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
One of the things they've done, guys, is taken pride in their free throw shooting this season, and rightfully so.
You know, the Spurs have always been built around Tim Duncan. But the last few years, they've added more depth than they used to have early in the Duncan era. And so Greg Popovich is playing 9 or 10 guys. They're very deep. They play together. Excellent passing team. And they become much more up-tempo than they ever were early in that era.
The dish to Thompson. Another shot. And another shot. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys. So that's a free basket right there.
Excellent job carving out space under the glass to make that putback possible.
The Spurs have gotten 8 of their 13 shots to find the bottom of the bucket. Curry with the steal. He nails it. Curry's got his first bucket of the night. And with the team getting older, you really need to have more depth. And the Spurs have certainly added that.
Young or old, every team needs depth, but the Spurs have added the right kind of depth. The players that fit into what they do well, and it's a big part of why they still are able to compete at a high level.
Nice, aggressive defensive play to make the steal and start the break.
Yeah, and I like the fact they didn't mess around with it once they got it.
Blocked. I don't know.
And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession.
14 seconds on the shot clock.
46 seconds left to play in the first. Duncan gets a screen from Shinobi. The Warriors shooting their 34th free throw attempts of the game.
And in general, this has been a very good foul shooting team, about 79% on the season.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
A different look now for San Antonio. Diao comes in for Tim Duncan. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Gary Neal.
Another trip to the line, and he's right on the mark. He's not a guy you want to get in the habit of putting on the strike. This has been a strong statement by them, the way they've come out and attacked the glass early.
Yeah, I agree, Clark. I love the physical play, the fact that they're taking the game right to their opponents.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Good on the shot. Diaw's got his first 2 points.
They can't seem to stop anybody inside.
They got to know that if they don't make life tougher in the paint, their opponent is just going to keep going there. I mean, it's not like they'll get tired of all these in-close opportunities.
Boy, that's embarrassing, guys. He's going to have a hard time living that one down later when they watch it on tape.
Parker passes to Green. 2 on the clock. That's been a high-scoring competitive game for the first quarter. Warriors. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And from what we've seen so far from the Warriors, how would you grade them?
Pretty good start defensively. This club forced some mistakes and took advantage, and that's how they've built this lead.
And they've built the lead because not only have they forced turnovers, but they've taken care of the ball themselves. So that's a winning combination.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Warriors. The forwards, Richard Jefferson and David Lee. Then they'll start the floor. Mitch Bogut.
You know, most players have a favorite spot on the floor. And for him, it's the corner. He loves to let it fly from over there.
You know, there's something about that angle that just suits his eye, Steve. He's extremely comfortable when taking that shot, either side.
Barnes, he's checked in for the Warriors.
Well, Tony Parker does most of his scoring in close to the bucket. He is so fast and quick. The ability to get to the rim. He's also got that great floater, which accounts for his wonderful shooting percentage. He's able to shoot right over the top of those big guys. Those in-between shots, so difficult, but he makes them look easy.
Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Curry with it. He's picked up by Parker. Drills the elbow jumper. 6 points for Steph Curry.
He exposed the flaw in the defense. No way they're supposed to be giving him that shot.
Go back to Tony Parker's penetration ability. One season he almost led the league in points in the paint.
For a point guard to do that, Kevin, that's really unheard of. It speaks to his ability to get to the lane and make tough shots, as well as his mentality offensively. He's always in attack mode. And look at his body. This guy doesn't overpower anybody, but he cuts them up and dices them up as well as anybody ever had.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. After the made shot from DeJuan Blair. Curry kicks to Barnes. On the pass to Lee. Leonard with the steal. To the inside. Up with it. Dunked with one hand.
Throwing it down with one hand and making it look easy.
Easy and fun. He just thrives on making the D look silly.
Yeah, it's something he does pretty often.
Klay Thompson.
You know, sometimes teams don't age gracefully. And when your stars start to age, all of a sudden the team goes south. But the Spurs have managed to maintain a very high level of play, even with Shinobi and Duncan getting older.
And the Warriors making a change here. Thompson's checked in. San Antonio with the rebound. Here's Leonard. Stolen by Thompson. Parker with the steal. Tries for the alley-oop. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. Some changes for Golden State. Landry comes in for Lee. And Jarrett Jack is subbed in for Steph Curry. He was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Spurs have gotten older, as you said, Steve, but they've made the most of it. And I think, Clark, that adds to just how smart they are. Their high basketball IQ.
Without question, Kevin. And the big thing you see with them getting older is that the top guys get rested more. They're not playing as many minutes. And that you saw quite a bit of that towards the end of last year.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Splitter is checked in for Blair. And it's Shinobi in for Daniel Green. Back to Jack. 4 on the shot clock. Barnes. Here's Landry. And the layup is good. Landry's got his third basket of the night right there.
He will fight you down low, guys. Really battles in there. He comes up with a lot of second chance buckets.
Well, you look at Mark Jackson, I think he's got a ton of potential as a head coach. He was a great point guard in this league. He also assist making history and a really good person. He has wonderful feel for people, good communicator. He's got a chance to be really good.
Tim Duncan was checked in for San Antonio. And it's slammed in by Ginobili.
Very few players have his explosiveness. I mean, man, can he ever try to get to that rim?
Barnes dishes to Jack. Kicks to Landry. In low to Bogut. And there's the call of Ginobili. That's his first foul. And Steve, you talked about Mark Jackson's potential as a coach. New to the profession, but a long-time playing career as a point guard. He was a leader, certainly, and recognizes that. And how do you think he'll be, as he continues on? Will he be successful?
I do, Kevin. He communicates well. We talked about the fact that he was a broadcaster. Obviously speaks well. He's funny. And I think that's important as a coach. He's also very demanding. He knows what he wants. Biggest thing is he has to get players. And, when he came in last year, Golden State was very thin. They didn't have much talent. But they're starting to build that talent base. And I think Mark will grow with this team.
Gary Neal's checked in for Tony Parker. Shinobi. Again, the Spurs, good for 2. Last outing for Golden State, they won that game against the San Antonio Spurs.
Well, they owned the boards at both ends of the floor in that game. I thought that was what won it for them more than anything else.
Well, that was the one area they knew they could exploit in the matchup, and boy, did they ever exploit it. Defense just couldn't recover in time.
Yeah, but he pretty much went brain neutral on that one, Clark. Wouldn't
yes,
you?
Sir. I like that phrase.
Yeah, I don't use that phrase very often, but to me, that's what happened. He shifted the brain into neutral.
Yes, he did.
That was embarrassing.
Stephen Curry's checked in for Jack.
Tracy Brady.
Harrison Barnes at 6'8", 220 pounds, comes in with good size at the small forward position. And I thought it was disappointing that he didn't turn into more of a playmaker at North Carolina, more of a multi-dimensional offensive weapon, but he really became more of a jump shooter and a scorer as a Tar Heel.
Ginobili grabs the board. McGrady passes to Neal. Second chance shot. Splitter, that's good. Splitter's got 8 points. Warriors trail by 12. Going back to Harrison Barnes to have that kind of impact many expected for him. He'll have to continue to round out his game. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he will, Kevin, because he's got size. He's hard, serious about his game. Wants to be good. He can shoot it. He's got to tighten up his ball handling, but if he does that, I think he's going to be fine.
And so it's Golden State with it, following the bucket by the Spurs. Curry attacking Landry. Over Shinobi. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
That's his second personal.
Ginobili on the wing. McGrady outside. Neal for 3. That's good. Great play set up by T-Mac. Tracy McGrady.
He's going to take that shot every time if he has that much room to get it off.
And it's finished with 2 hands.
Went for the 2-hand throw down there. Needed safety and power.
That's how you do it.
Yep. No, nothing fancy, but he finished with force.
McGrady a screen on Thompson. Ginobili attacking. He feeds it to Duncan. He passes to Splitter. Puts up the baby hook. And the Spurs scoring again.
This is not what they wanted to let happen. They're just getting pounded inside.
Yeah, they are, Steven. I mean, they're just not making life difficult at all for scorers in the paint. I mean, that's an area that you've got to protect with force. We haven't seen it. He's been short for the power forward spot, but his great leaping ability more than makes up for it.
The Spurs making a switch here. The Warriors shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Warriors ball.
16 seconds left now here in the second. Outside Curry. Landry with a screen for Curry. Inside to Landry. Duncan outside. Here's Green. No good on the buzzer beater. And so we wrap up.
Your Warriors, 36. The Spurs, 46.
On the second half about to start here in just a few moments. We've seen Carl Landry really having a great game.
Normally, he's not the guy at the top of the list when it comes to scoring, but he's had a great game here.
Yeah, you know what? He's kind of like found money, you know, when you sometimes stumble upon a few bucks in your pocket, you don't know where it came from, but you're glad to have it.
So with Shinobi sitting on the bench, here's how the floor looks for Greg Popovich. Tim Duncan, Thiago Splitter, the duo inside. Green and Leonard out on the perimeter. And it's Neal in at the point guard. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Thompson with the ball. They'll take his third and fourth free throw shots at the game right here.
Well, he shoots the ball with a lot of confidence. Very comfortable there. 84% on the season.
You know, guys, that's not quite the same success rate he had at the line last year, although it is somewhat in the neighborhood of last year's numbers.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Green against Thompson. Green kicks to Bonner. He dishes it to Leonard. Spurs passing it around. Here's Green.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
And Duncan gets it to go in.
How about that play? Great body control. Just manages to finish the play despite the contact.
You know, when that whistle blows, you're not done. Get greedy and find a way to knock it down.
Well, guys, as you know, I had a chance to play with Tim Duncan for 4 seasons in San Antonio. And he's one of the best teammates I ever had. Just the skill level combined with the humility and the leadership in the locker room. Just an absolute joy to play with.
And that one's good. Parker. Warriors trail by 10. It's stolen by Green. A finish.
Oh, what a throwdown there. Man.
And he bangs it home with one hand.
That's turning good defense into quick offense, Clark.
And that's the way to operate. Get up the court quickly. Don't waste any time. Whenever you have a chance to go fast.
Steve, that's saying a lot. You play with Michael Jordan and Tim Duncan. That's not too bad on your resume. Clark, self-confidence, some would say ego, so often part of the makeup for professional athletes. With guys like Tim Duncan, that humility can be refreshing.
It is refreshing, and it's also empowering to the people that he's around and with. The distinction to me between confidence and ego comes down to respecting other people and valuing what they bring. And that's who he is and what he's been about since he's been in the league.
And then Leonard with the dunk.
Now, the offensive efficiency has been really important. I think that's been the difference.
Well, you know, I think it's pretty simplistic, but it does oftentimes come down to this, making shots. And that's what they've done.
Now, here's Green. Harrison Barnes missing his line. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Golden State ball.
Now we get a chance to look at where Tony Parker's numbers rank amongst the league leaders. 6th in assists. And with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, he's done a nice job of creating good looks for himself.
And, you know, looking again, Steve, at his place among the top 10 assist men, he's been providing a lot of room service guidance to his teammates, and I hope they appreciate it.
And Kevin, keep an eye tonight on how many plays he keeps alive for his club. Just the way he works, the way he moves, the way he anticipates plays before they happen, constantly looking to get an offensive board.
And he can be virtually unstoppable in the low post at times, Steve. I mean, he has no shortage of moves that he can use. And they're all effective. This guy really knows what he's doing down low.
That's his 4th personal foul.
He's going to have to be very careful, guys, because that's his 4th foul now, so we'll see how he responds.
Curry dishes to Jefferson. Offensive rebound. Here's Lee. Goes up again. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
That was a nice finish to an excellent possession.
Joseph.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. they'll count the basket.
And the Spurs with some changes. There's Diaz checked in for Duncan. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Manu Ginobili. Parker drives in. It's still on by Jefferson. And the ball will be against Tony Parker. That's his third foul of the game. Carl Landry's checked in for Lee. Curry with it. He's picked up by Parker. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. And let's run down for you the top 3-point shooting point guards in the league this season. Number 1, Steph Curry.
His first job is to orchestrate for his teammates, but being as fantastic as he is at shooting the three, he's never reluctant to take that shot if it's available to him.
Nor should he be. I mean, I tell you what, I would give him the green light every time down, although he probably already had it.
The Warriors have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement, so that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
The Spurs making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. And Parker, here we go. It's stolen. Picks it out to Ginobili. San Antonio again missing. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Thompson. The bucket good. Thompson's got 15.
They continue to barrel their way inside, and when's the defense going to adjust?
Well, I'm asking the same question myself, partner. I mean, that's 8 points out of their last 10 coming inside.
Splitter, that's good.
Well, that makes 5 of their last 6 makes coming from inside.
Yeah, really focused on getting the ball into the paint because they're taking advantage of very porous defense down there.
Right side Landry. Over Dion. Landry gets the bucket. He's got 15.
They are closing in here. Their offense heating up.
Well, you want to maintain contact, and after this nice run here, they've made up some ground, and they're right where they want to be.
And there's the 3-second violation. The Warriors making a switch here. Curry gets the screen from Landry. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
Warriors call it.
Steph Curry, of course, the son of NBA sharpshooter Curry. That's great shooting runs in the family because he's got a younger brother who can really shoot too over at Duke.
Barnes is checked in for Golden State. Now here's Ginobili. He has 6. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Bazemore. He's covered by Ginobili. Good.
Andrew Bogut.
And that's now 6 points for Bogut. He's talking about Seth Curry, who's at Duke, and Steph Curry, who's in the NBA with Golden State, still developing as a playmaker. Boy, you're not going to see many players who can shoot the ball better than him.
Agreed, Kevin, because he has a quick release, and it's textbook form, and he's got
Here's Dion. He has 5. The 3 is launched. No luck. And it's the Warriors' ball. They're on a 15-4 run right now. And the jam by Carl Landry.
Well, they're pulling closer every possession, really playing well now.
Well, they've ratcheted it up a bit here. I mean, expending a lot of energy, but you know what? They're back in it now.
Splitter. The shot no good. Nice D from Bogut. To the paint. Passes it to Landry. Timeout called the Warriors. Last time these two teams came together was also in this building. They were able to win it for the home fans.
And in winning that last game, guys, they drove the lane and attacked the basket very aggressively. It led to them drawing a lot of contact inside and causing some foul trouble for their opponent.
Dewan Blair. He's checked in for San Antonio. Barnes loose ball. That would be a backcourt violation. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for the Spurs. Gary Neal comes in for Tony Parker. Deflected. Ginobili outside. Inside. Here's Leonard. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Diaw with the steal. Down low. Leonard. It's good. The assist that time from Diaw. Leonard's got 6 here in this quarter.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
And we reach the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific
Warriors.
Here's Curry. And what Steve mentioned was a big reason they came out on top. Some of their opponents' most important players, it seemed, they spent a good chunk of first time working on the bench.
And that really gave them an upper hand late, Kevin. I love the way they went right at them in that game, attacked them, and drew a bunch of fouls.
Landry is out there with Harrison Barnes. And it's Bogut. Then there's Stephen Curry. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. They set the pick.
Defensive foul.
And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his fourth foul of the contest.
First team foul.
Thompson inside. Working on Green. Lee, that's good. And the Warriors lead by 2.
And the shootout continues.
Trading buckets both ways. I mean, offense definitely the focal point for these teams.
Parker passes to Duncan. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
3-second
Oh, no, you hate to see that. Those are just the kind of errors that can cost you in a game
Richard
like this.
Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson. He's checked in for Golden State. Curry kicks to Thompson. To the paint. Outside Jefferson. To the inside. 6 on the shot clock. Outside Jefferson. Beat the shot clock, but it's off the mark. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Out to Parker. Hits the 3 from the wing.
For 3.
The Warriors have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Thompson with it. Now Green defending. Outside for Jefferson. Shoots over Leonard. Jefferson's shot is off. San Antonio leading. Out to Parker. Lets it go with the 3.
3 points.
And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Tell you what, they haven't exactly been shy about letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
You know, Steve, if you have the lead, you can afford to be a little comfortable with the three-point shots. You just don't want to fall too much in love with it.
The Spurs shooting it very well tonight, around 57%. They kick it out to Green. Leonard sets a screen for Green. The 3. Parker. Blair dishes to Duncan. Dishes it to Green. And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That's his first foul. Splitter is checked in for DeJuan Blair. Parker drives in. The feed to Leonard. They kick it out to Green. Over Thompson. Splitter kicks to Parker. Pass to Leonard. They kick it out to Green. Second shot opportunity. Blocked. And that's the call for the zero. And the Warriors making a change here. Green's checked in. San Antonio also making some changes. McCurdy comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Shinobi in for Daniel Green. Boris Diaz checked in for the Spurs.
Well, he could have done a little better on that trip to the foul line, but he was able to tie this game up.
Parker with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. McGrady kicks to Diaz. Easy shot. The shot is off. And Golden State will come the other way. And up the court come the Warriors on the boot. Curry's got the ball.
I like that one-handed spike right there.
Well, that's how it's done.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's not going to miss many of those.
Curry against Parker. He kicks it to Diaz. Over Lee. And Diaz gets it to go. The assist by Parker. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Thompson passes to Lee. It's going to be 2 free throws through contact in the shot.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send those free throws. Don't give them an easy 2.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around. They're a poor free throw shooting team, and they've been true to form so far.
And the Warriors making a change here. Beatrice is checked in. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Daniel Green, who's checked in for Manu Ginobili. That's the free fly. Here's Green. McGrady outside. Over Green. A shot by McGrady, no good. The Warriors have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Curry can't get it to go.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
No, that's for sure. Because this guy's too good of a shooter to miss that lick consistently.
McGrady outside. Right side, Green. Feeds to Splitter. And he pulls it down with one hand. Now a timeout called by Golden State. Jared Allen is checked in for Klay Thompson. The Spurs also changing it up. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Dion. And Gary Neal subbed in for Tony Parker. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yes, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Mark Jackson was going over with his team. He told his guys, time's running low. If we're going to make our move, it's going to be now. Are you guys ready? And as they nodded, he said, let's go get it. Kevin?
Thanks a lot, Doris.
Just got a little careless on that pass. They should be able to connect on those.
Barnes, he's checked in for the Warriors. Kawhi Leonard, he's checked in for San Antonio.
Well, he just didn't make the catch, didn't look the ball into his hands. He must have thought the ball was going somewhere else.
Shaq with it. Now Green defending. Pulls up the alley-oop. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Neal got the ball. Leonard out of bounds. Golden State takes possession.
That certainly could be costly. In a close one, those kinds of mistakes can really give the other team momentum.
It's Curry outside. Rebound San Antonio. Duncan's got 7 rebounds in the game to take the lead. And so he ends the cut to the line. Pushes on the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Leonard has a good one. He has 8 points and there's a nice number in his assist column as well.
It is a nice one. He's taking it upon himself to really find his teammates and to get this offense going.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Daniel Green. And that one's good. Barnes. There's a minute 34 left in the fourth quarter of this one. They set the pick. There's Neal with the 3. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Curry dishes to Beatrice. Tim Duncan with the rebound. Duncan's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Here's Shinobi. Great touch on the 16-footer. And the Spurs lead by 2.
Who hushed him up with that shot?
Well, a huge bucket there in the strife of the crowd. You're right.
It's like they're stunned. They don't know what to think.
Making a wrong pass like that is always a risky proposition.
Spurs have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. There's the dish to Neal. Nice ball win by San Antonio. Downtown. Knocks down the 3.
Well, he did a nice job of getting himself into just enough of an open area to find that spot for his shot.
Shaq with it, picked up by Ginobili. Takes a 3. San Antonio with the rebound. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. And it's Leonard with the jam.
Looking to close this game out strong here.
Yeah, this one would be put away if they can get just a few more buckets and put it on ice.
Spurs have gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14.
At the line for the Spurs, Gary Neal.
First free throw isn't for him. So both teams changing it up here. And he does get the second one, and that increases their lead to 6. Warriors have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth, and even 50%. Connects! What a beautiful shot to put him to within 3. And the crowd roaring to life.
That was a huge shot. They're just about dancing in the aisles now.
What an eruption in this building.
There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Parker against Curry. Diaw, the screen. And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Look, that took forever. I don't know what took them so long, but the coaching staff can't be pleased with that.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And the Spurs making a change here. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 5-point game.
Those foul shots right there with the dagger in the heart. It's all but over, guys.
Puts up the corner. Can't get it to fall. And so it's San Antonio with the win. That was a solid win, Clark.
That was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Steve and Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Carl Landry.